Hey, yo.
It's what? Mr. Treyway, huh?
DANIEL space HERNANDEZ.
All right, good afternoon, Mr. Hernandez. I'll ask you to please keep your voice up and speak slowly and distinctly for the benefit of everybody in this large courtroom. Counsel, you may inquire.
Thank you, Your Honor. Good afternoon, Mr. Hernandez.
How you doing?
Mr. Hernandez, how old are you?
23.
Do you go by any other names?
Yes.
What are those?
Tekashi 6IX9. Pix. Yeah.
Mr. Hernandez, where were you born?
Bushwick, Brooklyn.
How far did you go in school?
About the 10th, 11th grade or so, like that.
What?
Mr. Hernandez, are you currently in federal custody?
Whoa.
Yes, sir.
Approximately when did you start living in federal custody?
About November 18, 2018.
What were you arrested for?
Racketeering charges, violent crimes, shootings, drug distribution.
At some point, did you decide to cooperate with the government?
Yes.
When did that happen?
A day after, November 19th, the day after, we was taken down.
In connection with your cooperation, have you pleaded guilty to certain crimes?
Yes.
What crimes did you plead guilty to?
I believe there was 9 counts of racketeering, shootings, and drug distribution.
Now, you listed racketeering as one of the crimes to which you pleaded guilty. Were you a member of any gang?
Yes, sir.
What was the name of the gang that you were a member of?
The non-trade Bloods. Non-trade Blood.
Approximately when did you become a member?
Around, I would say November of 2017.
What sorts of things did 9 Trey members do?
I'm sorry?
What sorts of things did 9 Trey members do?
We participated in a lot of, violent crimes, robberies, assaults, drugs, sorts of that nature.
Mr. Hernandez, do you recognize anyone in the courtroom who was a member of 9 Trey when you were a member?
Yes.
Who do you recognize? And if you can identify that person, could you identify where they're sitting in an article of clothing that that person may be wearing?
Anthony Ellison has a gray suit on. And Nuke Ajuman Mac has the brown suit on with the white thing on his head.
Your Honor, may the record reflect that the witnesses identified Mr. Mack and Mr. Ellison?
Yes, the record reflects that Mr. Hernandez, in sequence, identified Mr. Ellison and then Mr. Mack.
Thank you, Your Honor. Now, Mr. Hernandez, we'll turn back to 9 Trey in a minute. Before we do, I'd like to ask you some questions about your life before 9 Trey. Where'd you grow up?
I was raised and lived Bushwick, Brooklyn.
Where'd you go to school?
For elementary, I went to PS 59. For middle school, I went to Walmart Campos. For elementary, I went to PS 59. Middle school, Walmart Campos, and high school, for the time being, went to Legacy High School. Legacy High School.
Did you work?
Yes.
What'd you do?
I started working at the age of 13. My first job was at the Greenpoint Youth Court. It's a job that handles like misdemeanor cases for youth. where the youth acts in like a bailiff, judge, jury, youth advocate, community advocate type of thing. I did that about for 2 months.
Mr. Hernandez, I'm going to cut you off. I think you are speaking so close to the mic that you're blurring some of your words. Maybe move back a tiny bit from the mic and keep your voice up and keep speaking slowly. Thank you.
So I did that for about a year. I didn't make a lot of money doing that, so I started working with my brother, busting tables. I did that for about a year and a half. Then I did a job at a grocery store named Stay Fresh and Grill, where I worked as a delivery boy. I did that about for 2 years. I worked up to register. Shortly after that, I landed another busboy job. And then after that, became a rapper.
So you said that you started a music career, is that right?
Yes.
Approximately when did that happen?
I'll say around 2014.
And how did it come about?
Well, at the store I was working in, Stay Fresh and Grill, there was a guy under the name Peter Rogers, always coming there, buy a tea and like a tilapia, some peanuts, stuff like that. He asked me if I made music and if I rapped. And I was like, no. And he was like, well, you know, got the image for it, look cool. I was like, you know, I took it in consideration and we started making music from the deli.
And again, this is around 2014?
Yes, sir. Like late 2014, like September.
So when you started making music in around 2014, what type of music were you making?
It was more of like a rock and roll rap.
Approximately how many records or songs did you release?
8, I believe. I believe around 8.
Did you go on any tours?
Yeah.
Where did you tour?
Eastern Europe. I toured in Bratislava, Slovakia. Prague, Czech Republic. Brno, Czech Republic. St. Petersburg, Russia, and Moscow.
Were you making any money at this time as a metal rap performer?
I mean, for all those shows, I made about like $2,000 profit. I did it just for the experience.
Now, Mr. Hernandez, did there come a time when the type of music that you recorded changed?
Yes.
Approximately when did that happen?
It changed in September of 2017.
Now, directing your attention to September 2017, did there come a time when you filmed a music video in Brooklyn?
Yes, sir.
Where in Brooklyn?
Bedford-Stuyvesant, Brooklyn, on Madison between Tompkins Avenue and Troop.
Do you remember the address?
I believe, I want to say it's 370 Madison.
370?
370.
Ms. Harney, can we please pull up for the witness what's been marked for identification as Government Exhibit 202?
This shit ring off crazy just now.
Mr. Hernandez, do you see Government Exhibit 202?
Yes,
What is that?
370 Madison.
Is that a photograph of 370 Madison?
Yes, sir.
Does it fairly accurately depict the way 370 Madison looked?
Yes, sir.
Your Honor, the government offers Government Exhibit 202.
Any objection?
None, Your Honor.
No objection. Received.
May we publish it, Your Honor?
Yes.
So you filmed the music video in front of 370 Madison?
Yes, sir.
What was the name of that song?
Gummo. Gummo. Gummo.
Ms. Harney, we can take down 202.
Fire.
Mr. Hernandez, how did the filming of Gummo come about?
Around August of 2017, I made the song Gummo.
Mr. Hernandez, I'm going to ask you some questions about the lyrics of Gummo. Beginning with the first line, there's a reference to a word, blicky. What is a blicky?
Blicky is another word for a gun.
And in the second line, there's the phrase in the middle, drum, it holds 50. What is that in reference to?
Drum is an attachment that you add to a gun. Carries extra clips, bullets.
Turning to the second stanza, the second line of the second stanza, there's a line there, in the hood with them Billy N-word and them Hoover N-word. What is that in reference to?
Just me stating who I'm around.
And what is this with Billy?
Billy is not Trey.
And Hoover?
Hoover is his own set. Like their own thing.
Now, the last line, no KB, you a loser, N-word, up that Uzi, N-word. What is that in reference to? First of all, what is KB?
KB was like a bodyguard for another rapper named Trippie Redd. So I stated no KB. Like if you didn't have KB, you would lose an N-word. Up that Uzi N-word. Uzi is another rapper that was related, that people compared to Trippie Redd. So I said if you don't have KB watching over you, you will lose somebody, and I'll up the Uzi. I don't know, that was cool at the time.
Well, Mr. Hernandez, what is Gummo about? Generally speaking.
It was actually a diss song. A diss song is like something, I'll say it's a song towards like somebody who I didn't get along with. It's the best way I can describe it.
And who was the diss song aimed at?
Trippie Redd.
Why?
Me and him were signed to the same label around 2017 when I signed my first deal. Me and Trippie Redd were signed to the same label. He signed first. I then signed right after. There was a lot of jealousy involved, a lot of arguments back and forth on social media. So I made the song in the midst of the situation.
Did you have an understanding as to whether or not Trippie Redd was affiliated with a gang?
Yes.
And what gang was that?
I think he was, he was part of like 6IX9INE'A Brim.
And what's 6IX9INE'A Brim?
It's another blood set.
Is that a rival set to 9 Trey?
I mean, it became another rival at the time.
So, and Ms. Honey, we can take down 607T. So, Mr. Hernandez, after you had filmed Gummo, did there come a point in time when Gummo was released on the internet?
Yes.
What happened after Gummo was released on the internet?
I think we released Gummo in about October, around October. Gummo became an instant sensation. It was a sensation that went viral. Viral meaning people shared it. People, came to like the video, Gummo. They liked the song. So it was instant success, I would say.
So after the release of Gummo, did you have any other conversations with either Seiko or Shawnee about doing another video?
Yeah.
About filming another video?
Yeah, so when I released Gummo, I was in Los Angeles. I wasn't authorized to release the video with the label. So I just put it out anyway. I just threw it up on YouTube and just said, whatever happens, happens. When I uploaded the video and it was such, like, a lot of people were showing attention to it, Shadi actually called Seiko and said, quote, this little nigga knows what he's doing. I thought all that rainbow hair shit was, you know, he was bugging for that, but he knew what he's doing. Tell him to stay in touch.
So what happened?
I stayed in touch.
Did there come a time when you made another video?
Yeah, about a month after we filmed Kuda.
And so how did the filming of Kuda come about? And I'm sorry, could you spell Kuda for the court reporter?
Kuda, K-O-O-D-A.
How did Kuda come about?
Well, after we shot Gummo, I knew I had a formula. I knew the formula was to repeat it. You know what I'm saying?
To repeat what?
To repeat the gang. What's the word for it? The gang. Image. I would say like promote it. Like, you know what I'm trying to say? That's what people like. So it was like. It was just a formula, a blueprint that I found that worked. So I told Shadi I want to film. At this time, after Gummo came out, not to skip over a lot of stuff, we became really close. So I would hang out in 370 Madison a lot, hang out with him, and I asked him if it was a good idea to film Kuda, and we started filming on Kuda.
And approximately when, in relation to when Gummo was released, approximately when did you film?
I would say late October, early November.
How did you come up with the name Kuda?
Kuda is actually another rapper. Before I changed my style of rap, I was into this kid named Kuda. I always thought he was a talented kid. I actually liked him a lot, so I named my song after him.
Now, Ms. Varney, if we could please show the witness what's been marked for identification as Government Exhibit 23. Mr. Hernandez, what is Government Exhibit 23?
It's Kuda.
Picture of Kuda?
Yes, sir. Kuda.
Fairly and accurately depict what he looks like?
Yes, sir.
Your Honor, the government offers Government Exhibits 23 and 23A.
No objection.
Proceed.
May we publish Government Exhibit 23?
Yes.
Thank you, Ms. Harney. Now, Mr. Hernandez, where was Kuda filmed?
Kuda was filmed in Brooklyn, in the intersection of Fulton Avenue and Utica, I believe. Yeah, in like Crown Heights, Brooklyn.
Is there a housing development that's around Utica and Fulton?
Yeah, Smurf Village.
Does Smurf Village have any relationship to Nine Trey?
It was non-trade members who live there.
Now, Mr. Hernandez, if you could turn, there's a CD in front of you marked Government Exhibit 609. Ms. Harney, if we could just open up the opening frame. Prior to testifying, did you review the contents of Government Exhibit 609?
Yes, sir.
What is on 609?
Video of Kuda.
Is it all of Kuda or a portion of Kuda?
A portion.
And also, if you could please, Ms. Harney, pull up Government Exhibit 609T. Did you see 609T in front of you?
Yes.
And what is 609T?
It's the beginning of Kuda.
The lyrics?
Lyrics, yeah.
Your Honor, the government offers Government Exhibit 609T.
Received.
No objection.
No objection?
No objection.
Received.
And if I haven't, Government offers 609.
I think that had not been offered yet. Any objection?
No objection.
Received.
Thank you, Your Honor. Now, Ms. Harney, if we could please publish and play Government Exhibit 609.
Should the ladies and gentlemen of the jury turn to 609T at this point?
Not at this point. I think we'll watch the video and then we'll turn to the lyrics.
Very good.
Thank you, Ms. Harney. Ms. Harney, if we could turn the volume down, and as we did with Gummo, we'll just go to certain clips in the video. And if we could go to about 20 seconds into the video. If we could go just a little before, Ms. Harney, I'm sorry. We're going to start at 19 seconds. Play it. Stop. Mr. Hernandez, in the middle of the screen, who's depicted there?
Seiko Billy.
And behind Seiko Billy, I'm sorry, are you on the right side of the screen here? Are you depicted on the right side of the screen? Is that your arm?
That's my hair, yeah, my arm.
And behind you, who's behind you? Behind your arm. And Miss Harney, maybe we can play.
Yes. Billy Otto.
Billy Otto?
Yeah.
Now, Ms. Harney, if we go to 30 seconds in the video. Who's depicted here, Mr. Hernandez?
The guy in the red jacket, blue and white. It's Midnight.
And who's Midnight?
Midnight, from my understanding, when I was first introduced to 9Tre, was he was the one who held the big homie status in Smurf Village, in the housing project right across the street from Kuda.
Was he a 9Tre member?
Yes, sir.
And by big homie, does that mean he had high-ranking status?
From my understanding, yes.
Thank you, Ms. Harney. We can take down 609. And if we could pull up, please, 609T. And zoom in on the lyrics. And Your Honor, at this point, the jury...
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, please turn now to 609T in your binders.
Mr. Hernandez, the first line, N-word running out they mouth, but they never pop out. What does that refer to?
Well, the whole paragraph, it speaks about, well, the first line actually is about, I wanted to address all the controversy that was going on after Gummo was released. A lot of people really didn't understand it.
Didn't understand what?
They didn't understand how, I guess, a kid with rainbow hair could be affiliated with 9Tre Bloods, and it just didn't mix. So, the first line is N-word running out their mouth, but they never pop out. Just in general speaking, like, people, if you replace N with people running out their mouth, but they never pop out. So that's what I meant by it.
And again, what was the genesis of CUDA? Why did you make CUDA? Was it in response to anything?
Yeah, it was a response to everything. All the backlash from the public to you know, just the Trippie Redd stuff going on, everything. Other rappers talking, you know.
In the third line, it reads, all my N-word on 50, so you know we hopped out. The phrase on 50, what does that mean?
On 50 is to be on point, like to be aware.
Is that a term associated with 9Tre? Or Bloods in general?
Blood in general. I mean, I just think gang in
Objection,
general.
leading.
1 moment. Sustained.
Mr. Hernandez, the term on 50, how do you know about that term?
Well, I was taught about all, you know, well, not all the terms, but I learned a couple just talking with Seiko, Billy, and on 50, you know.
Did you talk to other people?
Yeah, Shadi.
And what did they teach you?
But after Kuda,
Oh, I'm sorry. Before Kuda, as you were writing Kuda,
okay, yeah,
with some of the terms in the lyrics,
yeah.
how did you come about drafting those lyrics or coming up with the lyrics?
Well, me and my best friend Andrew, we write together. But you know, I was spending a lot of time with you know, 9Trey at 370 Madison, always on 50 or 212.
So based on your time with members of 9Trey, did you learn any of their lingo or words that they used?
Say that one more time.
Based on your time that you spent with members of 9Trey, did you learn about some of their lingo or the words that they used?
Correct.
Is on 50 one of those terms that you learned?
Yes.
And what does on 50 mean?
To be aware.
On the next line, line 4, it reads, mobbed out, ops out, we're going to show what we about. What are you talking about in that line?
So in this line, I'm saying mobbed out, like mob, referencing like we're in large numbers, like mobbed out, and we're, you know, mobbed out. Ops out is like opposition, like the opposition, our opposition are out, so we're mobbed out, they're ops out, we're gonna show what we about.
Thank you, Ms. Harney. We can take down 609T.